This is a speaking test of the International English Language Testing System taking place on Wednesday, the 2nd of November at MedCity International Academy, Kottayam. The center number is 7432. The candidate is William Lawrence and the candidate number is 456090. The examiner is Leslie Vergis and the examiner number is 450821. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
May I know your full name?
My full name is William Lawrence.
How may I address you?
You can address me as William.
William, may I see your identification, please?
Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
William, where do you come from?
I come from Kottayam. It's known as the land of letters, and especially it is famous for its backwaters.
Okay. So let's move on to some questions. Let's talk about tidiness. Are you a tidy person?
Yes, I'm a tidy person. I always keep my things very organized, and I don't like any of my things messed up. So I'm a very tidy person.
How do you keep things tidy?
I keep my things tidy by stacking up my books. Even if the pens are very messed up, I stack everything. My stationeries will be well organized all the time, and I always make my bed very in a very neat manner.
Okay. Do you think people should be tidy all the time?
Yes, of course, I think because being tidy all the time is very necessary because tidiness shows one person's personality. So I believe that being tidy is very necessary.
Okay. Are you tidier at work or at home?
To be frank, I'm tidier at both work and home because, as I mentioned earlier, it shows my personality. So I don't like people judging me at any point. So myself, I keep my things and me myself very tidy.
Okay. So let's talk about gifts now. What's the best present you have ever received?
The one special gift I've received from one of my friend was a leather jacket. My best friend gave me that. She gave me that with a lot of love. So that jacket really matters to me.
Okay. Do you give expensive gifts?
Yes, I do give expensive gifts, but not all the time. Very occasionally. If the person really needs that, I'll definitely give.
Okay. What do you give others as gifts?
Usually, I give chocolates because it's not that expensive, but at the same time, we can give it's valuable too because who doesn't like sweets? So I prefer to give chocolates as gift.
Okay. What kinds of gifts are popular in your country?
As I mentioned earlier, chocolates are most popular gifts in my country because it's a tradition in India to give sweets. So I think chocolate is one of the major or else popular gifts in my country.
Okay. Do you like gardening?
Yes, I do like gardening because I like to grow plants and water them and to maintain them. So really, I like gardening a lot.
Okay. What kinds of trees do people usually plant in your country?
I think people in my country plant trees which gives more fruits, and some other people plants trees for its wood. For example, teak or timber. So these are some kind of trees which people in my country plant.
Okay. Have you ever planted trees?
Yes, I have planted trees. When I was in my fourth standard, there was an environmental program which held in my school. So they gave me a seed of mango tree.
Now let's go on to the second part of our speaking test. You will be given a question and you have 1 minute to prepare and 2 minutes to speak on it. This is your question. Here's your pencil. And your time for preparation starts now. Fine.
MedCity IELTS app, a complete learning solution. IELTS listening, reading, writing, and speaking module lessons with grammar classes and free practice materials. Get over 50 hours of video lessons. Download MedCity IELTS app now. available on Android and iOS platforms.
Time for speaking starts now.
I do a lot of activities to keep myself fit and healthy. Now, I would like to talk about an activity which keeps myself fit and healthy all the time. It is running. Usually, I wake up at 5 o'clock, but in the beginning, it was very difficult task for me. Waking up was only the one difficult task for me to get up. So my mom helped me to wake up at 5 o'clock. But even though it was very dark outside, I started running. But gradually, once I realized that running at the dark was no use and it is dangerous too. So I waited a bit more. I woke up at 5. I did my daily routines. Then I went out at 6. It was quite dark, but still it was manageable. So gradually, I started walking. For then I turned to running because once first of all it will be cold outside. So in between, if I go out and started running firstly, it will be a bit difficult task for me. So I started out with walking, then jogging, then I turned it to running. So in the first times, it was very difficult for me. I couldn't manage the time. I couldn't manage the distance, and the stamina was very less. So it was very difficult task for me. So, but gradually, I maintained myself into good person who has a lot of stamina. So, and one day, surprisingly, one of my friend also joined who lives beside me. His name is Nebin. He's been my best friend for years, and he also joined. It was a very pleasant moment for me because I used to go out running alone, and it was sometimes I felt bad because I thought there was no one for me. But one of the other day, this guy came and I was very happy. So we started running together. Day by day, he also started improving his stamina. When we ran together for the first time, he couldn't match up with me because I had a lot of experience before. So, but gradually, he also came to my level, my same wavelength, and I also felt very happy because he was also able to cope up with me, and we both
Fine.
are very healthy.
All right. Why is this activity important for keeping fit and healthy?
I think running is very important in not only to children, not only to adults, not only to the elderly people in the society. For running is equally important for everyone because it always improves our stamina. If we need to fight back any bacterial diseases or else something like that, we really need stamina inside our body. So I think that is the one main reason running is important.
Okay. Let's move on to the third part of our speaking test. Could you describe some popular ways for people in your country to keep fit?
People in my country do a lot of different activities to keep themselves fit, like running, walking, you're doing yoga, meditating. But basically, they go to the environmental parks nearby, they do yoga, they do meditate, which makes them feel relaxed. And feeling relaxed is a very good thing which makes us healthy. And whoever has stressed much, I think they are not much healthy enough. And it also makes them very relaxed and happy. So I think that is the one way which people in my country, or else these are the way activities which people do in my country.
Okay. Is it easy to exercise where you lie?
I think, in my perspective, it is yes because I'll say yes because some people, especially elderly people, are not able to go out, or else it might be a cold condition which won't suit them. So if they are laying in a particular place and they are doing a small exercise, which helps them in one or the other way, it will be a very good thing because they don't need to stress much to go out and suffer with the climatic conditions. So it's a very simple way and effective way to lie and do some small exercises.
Okay. Should young people do physical exercises in school?
I think yes, young people should really do some exercises at school because nowadays young people are more on focusing on their academics. They are burdened with it, so they don't give any importance to their health or else to keep themselves fit. So if school provides a particular time for doing exercises for the children, it will be very helpful for them. And more than a part of exercises, it will be a fun for them. They'll be getting a relief from the studies, so it will be very good for them.
All right.
MedCity IELTS app, a complete learning solution. IELTS listening, reading, writing, and speaking module lessons with grammar classes and free practice materials. Get over 50 hours of video lessons. Download MedCity IELTS app now. Available on Android and iOS platforms.
Could you suggest some ways children could be taught about keeping fit and healthy?
There are many ways to teach children to be how to keep themselves fit and healthy. One major way is by giving awareness classes, because and which shows the consequences if we didn't do enough exercises, and what will happen in the future. It will create a very good effect on them, and it will make themselves think that what might happen to me if I didn't do enough exercise. So, or else if I didn't keep myself healthy, it will be a very good thing for them. So, and if they follow their parents or the elderly people at their home, if they keep a practice, even the children will follow the same. So these are some methods to teach children how to keep themselves healthy.
All right. Could you suggest some ways that adults could be given information about health issues?
Yeah. Presently, adults spend a lot of time on social media. If and by using this method, the government start an initiative by showing a lot of articles and posters on social media relating to health about adults. It will be a very helpful thing for them, because they are in a mindset that they won't. I think, in my perspective, they won't go for any particular awareness classes to about health. So they are in a mindset of being not being socialized much. So if they spend enough time on social media, and the government is providing a particular is taking an initiative to show such things through social media, it will be very good help for them.
All right. Do you think there is much advertising of unhealthy food on television?
Yes, definitely. Because nowadays companies are just focusing on the to promote their brands. They literally don't care about people's health. They just need the profit from that. From their they need to improve their quality of the brand, and they just need to make some more and more money. So people who consume fast food a lot are more considered, and people who do take a lot of or else keep a healthy diet are not considered much. So advertisements literally it's not that good, it seems.
All right. Do you think technology has a negative effect on people's lifestyle?
Certainly, yes. Even though technology has a lot of advantages, which has made people's life very easier, but still it has some drawbacks. Because back in days, people used to go out, have food, fun with their family, with their friends. But nowadays, people are getting lazy. They are just sitting at their home, ordering food at their fingertips, and the food will be in their doorstep within hours. But this thing has a bad effect. It will make people more lazy, and after all, so they are, as this pandemic has happened, people are more onto social media. They are spending a lot of time on social media, and they're getting addicted, and they're losing interest on the outside world, which really has a negative effect.
All right. So, who should take responsibility for society's level of fitness?
To maintaining the fitness of a society, first of all, individuals should start their own keeping themselves fit and healthy by taking by the intake of good foods, and so reducing the amount of bad habits they have. Then government should provide organic foods at very less cost, and if the hospital facilities are well developed and advanced, it will be a very grateful thing which a government can do for their own society.
Okay. So, what are some practical measures the governments can take to improve people's lifestyles in the future?
There are a lot of measures and methods which government can implement. First of all, by providing a lot of health clubs, because nowadays there are a lot of clubs based on their entertainment activities, other things. But there are no clubs. There are clubs, but very less compared to those. Health clubs are very less. So if government start to initiate by providing more and more health clubs, people will join together, and the new ideas will be originated from there. And by providing, as I mentioned earlier, providing more hospital facilities, and giving awareness classes about what are the consequences of having a lot of fast food is also a very good method to improve people's life and lifestyle.
All right. Thank you. This is the end of the speaking test.
For more such exciting videos, download MedCity IELTS app.